Hi, I'm Bruce Deiseroth with Horizon Solutions. I'm pleased to bring you the first video presentation of what will become a monthly event at our Rota meetings. In 1879, a gentleman named Thomas Alva Edison had a problem. He invented an item called an electric lamp, but he had no one to assist with the glass manufacture. He approached a small company in Corning, New York called Corning Glass Works. That small company accepted the challenge from Thomas Alva Edison and began manufacturing bulbs for Thomas's lamps. That investment of time, research, and ingenuity turned Corning Glass Works in from a local, regional glass manufacturer of railroad lamps into a very large producer, the single largest producer of light bulbs in the United States. I'm standing in an archway right now that was at one time the main entrance to the Corning manufacturing facility where the bulbs were built. It's now left here as a memento and a reminder to all who enter here about the somewhat humble beginnings of Corning Glass Works. Corning Incorporated today is a multi-divisional, multinational, multi-billion-dollar corporation. I'm standing in front of what is now the New World headquarters for Corning Incorporated, built on the grounds of the original factory. I'm the strategic account manager for Corning Incorporated, and what that involves is organizing all the activities that Horizon engages with Corning at the majority of their facilities here in the United States, including some of those overseas locations as well. I don't do that alone. There's a lot of people within Horizon that touch Corning Incorporated on any given day. There could be 20 or 25 resources. I wasn't able to bring all of them with me today, but I do have a couple I'd like to introduce to you. Fred Loomis, our industrial sales manager, and also the industrial account manager for Corning Incorporated.
Hi everybody, I've been calling on Corning for 32 years, the last 22 years with Horizon Solutions.
Thank you, Fred.
You're welcome.
There's another gentleman I'd like to introduce, and that's Scott Urban. Scott's our electrical account manager. Scott?
Hello folks, I've been calling on Corning for a whopping 9 to 10 months and loving every minute of it.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of folks within the Portland office, the Manchester office, Rochester office, the Syracuse office that also touch some of our off-site Corning locations. We'll probably go into a little bit more detail on that later, but just know that there are many of your colleagues that are helping support Corning Incorporated on a daily basis. Okay, we're doing a quick drive-by of Sullivan Park, which is the crown jewel of Corning Incorporated. It's their science and technology division, where the majority, if not all, of their innovations are developed at the R&D phase into a prototype phase. And the reason I'm driving is because I don't think they'd be very excited about me standing outside this facility and taking a picture. You can get an appreciation for the size and the variety of what's here. They have a lot of glass furnaces, there's a lot of laboratories, and a tremendous amount of clean room activity. There's about 3,500 people here at this facility. Sullivan Park in a drive-by. What you see here is a facility called the ZV Building, or as it's known as the former Photonics Building. This is in the same Sullivan Park complex. Now, the Photonics business is the business that 10 years ago almost killed Corning Incorporated. They had overinvested along with others in the telecom boom, and this just about put the company at a point where it went under. Their stock dropped down to about $1.10 a share from a high of $300. Here in Addison, New York is the Diesel manufacturing facility for environmental technologies. This particular facility is manufacturing the very large filter assemblies out of a ceramic substrate that are used in diesel trucks, buses, Caterpillar, and heavy off-road equipment. This is the Corning Manufacturing Support Facility where they machine and process platinum. It's a very high security facility. It actually represents a very good industrial opportunity for us. Coming up here on the right is the IBM Integrated Die Manufacturing Facility, and here they're manufacturing all the dies that are used in the environmental technologies plants worldwide for forming their substrates. Another very high industrial opportunity for us, as well as a lot of electrical. Okay, I'm in downtown Corning now. This is the old headquarters building here on Pulteney Street. And I'm going to pan through a section called Shared Services that processes a lot of our orders. And the building at the far right is the Decker Engineering Building. And in the Decker Engineering Building is where the majority of our engineering contacts are from a corporate level, as well as our corporate procurement activities. So I spend a lot of time there, as does Fred and Scott. This is a view from downtown Corning. Here we have the river, and then panning across the new headquarters location for Corning Incorporated, right downtown, just on Market Street. There's the Little Joe glass blowing tower, which is a famous location for Corning, where thermometers were once drawn in that tower. And over to the far right is the old refractories facility, which is still operating, and a VMI location for us.
When Edison approached Corning Glass Works and asked them for their help in making his light bulb, he picked Corning for two reasons. Corning, back in those days, displayed two principles that are evident even today. One of them is they are a company of innovation. They also have the culture of can-do. So when Edison approached Corning, they said, we really need to solve two major problems. First of all, to make a product, mass produce a product in an industry that previously was used to making things one at a time. And secondly, to develop a glass formulation that could withstand the thermal shock of having a light bulb turned on. Because as you know, light bulbs get pretty hot, and glass up until those days didn't like a lot of heat, particularly a lot of fast heat. So they came up with the process. They also came up with the formulation. They took what they learned making a light bulb and they transferred it to a host of products that all of us have come to know from Corning Glass Works, including consumer products like Pyrex measuring cups, Pyroceram cookware, and pie plates and dishes for baking, as well as cups and saucers and soup bowls for eating. Those products helped Corning propel themselves into a major industry in the market, but they soon became commodities. And they were low profit margin, high competition commodities. Corning took a look at what they were doing and decided to spin off the consumer products to a company called World Kitchen. Some of you may have heard of them. And they decided to take the technology that they had learned, making all these consumer products, and transfer that technology into high-tech products where there was less competition and where they can command more profit margin. And that's the company that we have today as Corning Incorporated. They changed their name from Corning Glass Works to Corning Incorporated to show the world that they were more than just a glass manufacturer. So we know Corning is the high-tech corporation that has evolved over the years. Today they are a $6 billion corporation on their way to their goal of $10 billion in sales by 2014. In order to give them direction and focus for that growth, they've divided themselves into 5 distinct divisions. The first one is Corning Environmental Technology, which focuses on ceramic products that are used to become, or actually ultimately become, catalytic converters in the exhaust system of your car. Their second division is Display Technologies. That's the division that makes LCD glass for everything from cell phones to laptop computers to televisions, to take the place of the old CRT. The next division is Telecommunication, which focuses on fiber optic products for the telecommunication business. That's the glass fiber the size of a human hair that carries light signal instead of electricity for transmitting data and computer signals. Their Life Sciences division is predominantly a plastic business, but it also deals with glass products for laboratory wear. And then lastly, one of their most exciting divisions is Specialty Materials, and that's kind of an all-encompassing product group that gets involved in a whole host of products. From Gorilla Glass, which you may see advertised on TV today. This is the cover product now that comes on cell phones like my Samsung Fascinate, as well as your iPads, as well as large screen TVs that need protection from the weather or from impact from kids throwing things at it. the space shuttle windows. All the spacecraft that have gone into outer space since the beginning of the NASA program have included a window that was made by Corning, as well as the ceramic tiles on the belly of the space shuttle all came from Corning. Telescopes that they make not only for use on the ground in observatories, but also the Hubble telescope in outer space, all include mirrors made by Corning. And lastly, photovoltaic glass, which is used for collecting solar energy, all comes out of the Specialty Materials division. Because of Corning's size and scope of products, they've become a worldwide corporation with facilities located all around the world, predominantly in Asia, because as we all know, that's a large market for a lot of companies. So they have several manufacturing facilities in Japan and China and Korea, as well as Europe and Africa, and of course many here in the United States.
Okay, Fred did a great job describing the business units of Corning Incorporated, and they all are focused on high-tech products and high-tech processes. And that demands a specific type of partner for Corning Incorporated, and they look for a particular type of partner when they're trying to source their products, services, and training. That fits perfectly with the Horizon Solutions Hedgehog, where we are focusing on technical support, supply chain solutions, and training and education. Corning is not just looking for products, but they're looking for support. How do we do that? Because of all their processes in their facilities worldwide, Rockwell Automation has become a key and critical component of most of their process lines. So not only with Horizon Business direct to Corning, but through the integrators here in the Corning Valley as well as up in Rochester, we provide a tremendous amount of value-add service to Corning and to the integrators that touch Corning. Secondly, from an electrical and industrial and safety MRO activity, we're serving multiple storerooms across the entire Horizon footprint. And that is not just, again, supplying products, but that's supplying training and support, applications, cost savings, taking a look at what they're doing and trying to find a better way to assist them. Right now, our business activity with Corning Incorporated, both direct from Horizon to Corning, as well as to our integrators, is in excess of $10 million a year, which is obviously a significant portion of what it is we do as a company. It takes a lot to manage that activity. I mentioned in one of my earlier segments that it's not just the folks here in Elmira. There's, on any given day, 20 to 25 Horizon resources that are touching Corning Incorporated. It could be from drivers to inside sales to outside sales to sourcing, you name it. You look at one of your colleagues next to you, there's a chance that they probably had something to do with Corning Incorporated and supporting them. That's key and critical to Horizon, and obviously we take that very seriously, not just with Corning, but with all our customers. This is a perfect example of what Horizon does well. We hope you appreciated this video presentation, and we look forward to talking to you again in the future. Thanks a lot.